Welcome back with a smiling face. Links to previous episodes are given in the video description, so don't forget to like, subscribe and share the video. Secrets of the Fallen Heart. Episode 1. Blurb. As a warrior of her clan, she was the strongest. But with no family, no dreams, and a heart that had long abandoned the idea of love, she expected little from life. A single night as her enemy's secret lover seemed harmless enough. He wasn't capable of loving her, and she expected nothing more. Yet, what if that one night turned into many? What if she found herself falling for him despite her best efforts? Should she bury those feelings, or take one final chance on hope? When unexpected events force her to flee with a hidden secret, she soon realizes he may not be so eager to let her go after all. Chapter 1. Elena, I wish I could tell you about him. I feel the sunshine on my skin, and I breathe in the cold dawn air. All is so quiet and peaceful. I see nothing but trees, as far as my vision goes. A wild north forest, surrounded by the morning mist. It's like the middle of nowhere, far away from the world. I put the thick blanket back around me, and the rocking chair creaks softly. Let's not get cold today, my love. I grab the cup of warm tea and take a sip. You move around a bit. You already like the scent of lemons, don't you? Just like me. I hope I can meet you soon. I hope you won't mind having a mother like me. I hope you'll forgive not having a father like him. Nathaniel, men are idiots. Men in love are worse. Why is it that I can't forget her? I should throw those memories away, live my life like always. No lingering feelings, no attachments. Isn't it how it was supposed to be anyway? I don't want to love her. I don't want to miss her. Yet here I am, like an IT, shutting everyone that is not her out. I don't want her lies, I don't want to be taken for a fool again. So why do I want to see her so bad? I miss her scent, I miss the soft way she smiles. I'm unconsciously looking for her everywhere I go, thinking about her every second that passes. I want to see her. I don't care about the lies, I don't care about what's real or not. I just want all of her. Just one more chance. I'm going crazy. Chapter 2. I throw a new punch and hit my target right in the stomach. He takes a couple of steps back, catching his breath. I don't give him any rest, and change position for a sidekick. This time, he sees it coming and uses his hands to shield his flank. Never mind, I shift balance at the last second, and my other foot flies through the airs to hit him right in the head. He is sent flying a couple of meters away, while I fall back on my feet. I hear a whistle of admiration, but ignore it to walk to my opponent. That last one was a bit too much for the kid, I think. Are you okay, Chris? Yeah. I'm a bit dizzy, you got my jaw. But Elena, that was a really cool move. You have to teach me that last one. I can't help but smile. He is a good kid. No matter what, he never complains. I hand him a water bottle while he sits up. We have been at it for 20 minutes at least, it should be enough. I start unwrapping the stripes around my hands and head to the entrance of the gym. Daniel is waiting for me on a bench. Someone is in top shape today, he says while staring at the teen still on the boxing ring. Danny, you know I hate when you whistle while I fight. You were done. And I can't help it, you were smoking hot and fierce. It was so exciting. I roll my eyes. He sees me fighting almost every day, how does he not get bored? I grab my Adidas jacket, but just when I am about towards the shower, I notice a figure entering the gym. I mutter Elena. Crap, The alpha looks furious. I lower my head, waiting for the storm. Danny just froze too. We already know what he is about to say, but we can't avoid it. My wolf is already on all fours, annoyed, but I have to tame her. The alpha almost runs up to me, furious. How many times do I have to tell you? You are supposed to train him, not kick him in front of everyone. Everyone? There are only half a dozen people in the room. Aside from Daniel, 2 guys are lifting weights and a young she-wolf is shadowboxing on the next ring. And none of them cares whether I beat Chris or not. The kid runs up to us as soon as he hears his father's yelling. Despite his swollen cheek, he steps in between his father and me. Father, stop it. I asked Elena to do this. Everyone already knows I'm not strong enough, who cares if she beats me or not? Chris says. You're my son. How am I supposed to face the rest of the pack if my own son gets him beaten in front of the whole pack? Here we go again. The alpha hates when I show my strength, and that I am stronger than his son. But Chris is 4 years younger than me. He hasn't even reached his adult body yet. And he is actually quite good for a boy his age too. I have a hard time containing my wolf. I'm not happy about this scolding either, but I don't want to make a scene. The alpha hates it no matter who I train anyway. Even the youngsters, I am supposed to train them without fighting or to let them win. I only agreed today to fight seriously because Chris insisted a lot. Usually, I would only fight other warriors of the pack, and I would still be holding myself back against them too. But no one is blind. They all already know I'm way stronger than that. Our alpha is the only one who wants to keep the appearances. I'm sorry, uncle. I told you not to call me that, he growls. My wolf wants to growl too, but I ask her to shut it. Sorry, alpha. I may as well submit right away. Otherwise, this will go on for hours and I can't take my shower until then. He growls, but Chris pushes me to go. Father, can I talk to you? I gave my cousin a silent thanks. I know his dad will yell at him for being weak or whatever, but he is ready to endure it so that I can go. A really good kid. Daniel follows me into the ladies' changing rooms when the yelling starts again from behind us. We both ignore it. Daniel waits until the shower is running to talk from behind the curtain, making sure the alpha can't hear us. Seriously, I have never seen an alpha with such a stupid inferiority complex. Why does he always have to take it out on you? Danny, Chris is the one getting scolded right now. I'm good. I don't care, Elena, you or the kid, it's the same thing. Why can't the alpha leave you alone? I leave Daniel to his rumbling, ignoring my best friend to focus on the cold water running on my skin. That feeling is awesome. While the water chases the heat and the sweat from my body, I do a quick checkup. I have an ecchymosis on my left side, but that's it. Well, Chris is definitely getting better. A few months ago he couldn't even hit me. I'm proud of my student. Danny hands me my towel when I come out. It's still early in the morning, and now that I'm all cleaned up, I'm starving. Do we have time for breakfast? I ask while grabbing the clothes in my bag. Let's drop by George's. I can text him our order. What do you want? While we argue about what to eat, I put on my baggy jeans, a grey tank top, and a large hoodie. Danny makes an annoyed face. What's with the boyish clothes? When do you actually show off those curves and abs? I ignore him. We have that same argument every day, but no matter how much my best friend hates my style, I ignore it. I like comfy street clothes. And I hate showing off my body too. I don't need other people to look at me. The most invisible I am, the better. Daniel keeps complaining until I cut him off. Danny, shut up. You'll get to dress me up when we go out, okay? Can we go now? He pouts, but at least he is not complaining. Instead of drying my hair, I just put it up with a pin. We are in June anyway, they will dry in no time. We leave the clan's gym and get into Danny's car. It's an old Toyota, he bought it 2 years ago from one of the old guys of the pack. It was a rubbish car, but Danny actually managed to make it pretty decent, covering the cigarette burns, new tires, some painting on the rusty parts and a radio. I turn it on as soon as we are in. It's an old Madonna song, of course, Daniel loves her music. He starts humming Holiday's tune asks soon as we depart. I can't drive, but I love riding in Danny's car. I stare at the scenery outside. Living in the artsy district is like getting a free art museum tour every day. New wave graffiti on every wall, weird pipe sculptures from time to time, and colorful houses. There is even a car that was emptied to be used as a gardening spot, with flowers sprouting randomly all over it. I open the window to enjoy the morning breeze and sunshine. Danny is now happily singing like a virgin. Okay, let's go out tonight, babe. I feel like dancing. What about your exams? I ask. Danny is a nerd 80% of the time, and a party animal for the rest of it. He is always the one to insist we go out, and the first one to complain about his headaches before going to work. He is a biology student, but I bet none of his lab partners knows the lab rat actually loves going to nightclubs. I'm still a week away. I just nod. Daniel is a straight A student anyway, he will probably ace it like he always does whether we go out or not. I peek at my best friend, while we are stuck in traffic. Daniel is the skinny type, despite his efforts to build some muscle at the gym. But with his blonde hair and gorgeous blue eyes, he is quite popular. I hate when he grows that stupid goatee of his though. He is too lazy to shave during the week, so he just leaves it to grow wildly and puts his hair back like now. He only dresses up for the weekend too. Otherwise, he just picks whatever weird patterned shirt he can find. Who said gay guys were stylish? Daniel is only good at complaining about my style. What is it, mesmerized by this handsome blondie? He asks when he catches me staring. I was wondering when you are going to shave. You look like a caveman. And you look like a boy. My sister gave you some actual woman clothes. You know, the kind that is actually your size and doesn't look like you live in a garage. I roll my eyes. Daniel hates my boyish clothes. I used to be much more feminine, and he misses that part of me. But this is bound with some painful memories I don't want to deal with. Okay, you get to dress me up tonight if you shave all this beard. He makes a victory sign into the air. Moon goddess, yes. My girl is going to be so hot tonight. Heels, skirt, and some makeup. Get ready, poor males of Silver City, I am taking an atomic bomb to the dance floor tonight. We need to show those killer legs. Come on Madonna, I need to sing it. Where is that song again? I laugh when he starts making some really ridiculous dance moves to match Vogue's beat. I love Danny exactly for this. No matter what, my best friend has no sense of shame. He just does whatever he wants and doesn't care what other people think, even when dancing to some pop music and singing loud with the car windows open. I keep laughing and start singing my heart out with him. We act like teenagers until we reach George's restaurant. I can't stop laughing when Danny keeps singing as we walk in. From behind the counter, George smiles. Into the groove so early in the morning? You two are in high spirits. It's Friday and I am taking this lady dancing tonight, says Daniel. Really? You should go to Pepe's club then. It's Pride theme all month, and he misses you guys. Sounds good. And Daniel loves Latinos. I wink to my best friend, who nods with a sneaky smile. Daniel's favorite type of man is really easy to remember, tall, Latino and hunky. He falls in love with any man who fits those criteria within 10 minutes. Georges takes out 2 boxes with our order and clicks his tongue. Come on, Danny, you should find one for Elena first. No, George. Dancing is fine, but no guys. I can enjoy myself just fine on my own, I reply back. Oh, come on girl. You should give it a try sometime. A guy asked for your number again this week. Was he handsome? Asks Daniel. Not really. And I already told him you wouldn't be interested, sweetie, don't worry. But if you ever change your mind about the whole I don't need a man thing, give me the update. I kept some of the cutest's numbers. He gives me a wink and turns around to prepare our coffees. Daniel pouts. I hate it. Why do I have to be the blonde's friend? Why don't I get phone numbers? First, I'm not. Second, George said the guy wasn't that cute. And third, you're blonde and popular too. Who was kissing that hot Brazilian guy last weekend? What happened to him? I ask Hernando. He's from Mexico. And second, he wasn't that hot either. That's Daniel for you. He falls out of love just that quickly. Sometimes I wonder if he doesn't do it on purpose because of me. He knows I don't want a boyfriend, but he wouldn't stick to one-night stands just because of me, right? We pay up and leave George with our breakfast to eat in the car. Cinnamon roll for me, a veggie bowl for Daniel, and dark coffee for the two of us. It's a 10-minute ride to my school, and I am done way before Daniel drops me off at the parking. I grab my bag on the back seat. I can meet you at the lab? My classes finish at 5 p.m. You better bring coffee with you, babe. I nod and send him a kiss. This our usual routine, but we just repeat that conversation over and over every morning. The car starts again, and Daniel heads off to the Science University a few streets away. I take out my cap from my bag and put it on as I head to the business school. Chapter 3. I wake up to my phone's ringing. What time is it? So bright. Seriously, who is calling so early? I have to answer, that's Neil's number. What is it? Nate, it's happening again. It's bad. Okay, I'm coming. I hang up and sigh. For my brother's beta to call me means it must be really bad. I should be getting up sometime soon anyway. I mind link our little brother while hitting the shower. Liam, where are you? Busy, why? Seriously? You are on another territory again? How many times do I have to tell you? Come on, I'm just having fun. My exams are over and I'm bored. Come back right now. Damien is having another one. Oh crap. Okay, I'll get there. Seriously, sometimes I just can't take how carefree Liam is. I grab whatever clothes I find, a shirt and a dark pair of jeans, and run downstairs to get my motorbike. Thank Moon Goddess, my brother only lives a few blocks away, and with my bike, I can avoid most of Silver City's early traffic. I speed up a bit, and it only takes me 10 minutes to get to the Black Corporation building Damien lives in. We both own it, but I don't like the idea of living at our company's building. I need some privacy in my own place. Damien doesn't really have any life on his own aside work anyway. The secretaries at the entrance give me flirtatious glances when I come in, but seriously, I don't give a right now. I just run to the elevator and hit the button. The elevator's mirror isn't flattering. My hairstyle is still half wet, and I didn't have time to shave either. I try to settle my shirt a bit. This is still the company building after all. I finally reach the 28th floor. I see a couple of female workers blush when I run past them. I guess blue eyes are less scary than my brother's silver irises. I spot Neil in front of my brother's office. With his shaved head and piercings, he doesn't look like a CEO's secretary at all, but the guy is skilled. He's been by my brother's side for a few years now, but the beta looks tired and a bit pale. Guess he still can't handle my brother's crisis on his own. A few of my brother's pack members, the Blood Moon's lieutenants, are there too. They all look relieved to see me. "How's he?" I ask. Neil shakes his head. "It started a couple of hours ago. I couldn't stop it. But he didn't shapeshift. It's okay, I'll take it from there. Can you just replace him at the meetings for this morning?" "Of course. Just let me know, okay?" "Yeah. Leave us alone, guys." They all nod, but I know some of them are still just going to wait in front of the door. My brother's people loyalty to him is like that. I enter the office. What a freaking mess. Damien really went crazy this time. The furniture is a wreck. I have to be careful where I step, between all the sharp wood pieces. Why is there shattered glass too? I told them not to leave any glass around him. I spot my brother, sitting against the wall, his head in his hands. I can't see his face, just his jet black hair. He's breathing heavily, I don't even think he noticed me coming in. I walk slowly up to him and Damien starts growling furiously. I don't care, I know he would never hurt me. "Damien, get out, Nate," he growls. Does he realize he's using his alpha aura? Not that he can actually scare me, though, but no one outside this door could approach him at the moment. No wonder they had to call me. I ignore his warnings and only stop right in front of him. I can't really blame Damien. My brother has been enduring this nightmare for years now. I don't know how he can take it. I crouch down to face him, putting a hand on the nape of his neck, but he pushes me away. "Don't comfort me. Damien, you have to snap out of it." "Shut up." I sigh. He really is hard to deal with when he's like that. I wait a couple of minutes, but he is not saying a word, just closing his eyes and hiding his face like he is in pain. I see his closed fist shaking. "You want to tell me about it?" I hear him breathe in with difficulty, and he raises his head to face me. He really doesn't look good. His eyes are red and he has dark circles under it. He looks like he's about to murder someone. "It's her again, isn't it? They're beating her, Nate." As he says that, his voice breaks, and he puts his head in his arms again. It's been like that for 10 years, yet he is still willing to endure it. My brother met his fated mate when they were children, but lost her. Yet, the bond between them is still there. Whenever she's in pain, he can feel it, through his wolf. We have no idea why, but that girl is often beaten up or injured. Every time, it's a torture for him, but he never wanted to break that bond. The only thing he's obsessed with is finding her. I still don't know if I think this is stupid of him, or if I should be jealous. He could simply reject her, and move on. Forget it all, forget that little girl he met so many years ago. But Damien won't. My brother is so stubborn, he is willing to endure for that stranger's sake. I don't really get it. I had my heart broken once, and that was it. I learned my lesson, the hard way. Who needs love? I can find any girl tonight, sleep with her and move on. Why would we need to get complicated feelings involved in the first place? That's only bound to break sometime, and hurt. I'm done with that. Damien is an it do hold on like this. Hey, Damien. Liam just came in, too. Our little brother is Damien's carbon copy, except for the fact that he's still in his teens. Aside from that, my brothers both have the same jet black hair and almost the same facial features. I'm the only one who inherited our mother's pale blonde hair and soft traits. The only thing is that Damien has silver eyes, mine are light blue, and Liam's are somewhere in between. He runs to us, leaves his bag halfway and sits next to me. We're going to find her, Damien, I promise. You have to hold on. I nod, but we have been saying that for years now. I don't know how Damien can still believe in us, but he does. The only thing we know is that the girl he met was 7 years old, with black hair, night blue eyes, and a scar on her face. She could be in any pack, anywhere in Silver City. We stay with my brother until he can actually calm down, a couple of hours later. Damien is the strongest in our family, the Alpha King of Silver City. If it wasn't for him stepping up, we might still be until our father's violent domination. Maybe because he is the oldest, Damien always stood between our father and us. He took care of us and protected us as long as he could. So, as the second-born, I owe it to him to be there when he's the one in pain. We finally take a cup of coffee together, and once I'm sure Damien's stable, we leave him to Neil and his meetings. Liam leaves the company building saying he will go to the police station to see if they have any clue about the girl, and I go to my own office a few floors downstairs. I didn't peek at my phone at all until now, so it's no surprise I have a dozen missed calls, and twice as many messages. I run through the list quickly. Most of them are from my managers. I saw a couple of texts from Narcissa, but I don't feel like dealing with her right now. I can always say I was busy with work later. I make sure to be, at least. Most of my day is spent between calling back my managers, answering emails, and attending meetings with Damien. All day, my secretary is getting on my nerves. She has that stupid smile on all day, and I catch her glancing at me at least 5 times before lunch. Why the heck is she blushing like some teenage girl? Exasperated the 3rd time she brings me the wrong file, I call Isaac into my office and send her to the secretary's office for some stupid task. Isaac, my beta and best friend, comes in 10 minutes later. He always has a gentle smile on, and a juvenile look. If it wasn't for the large burn scar on his neck and bad taste in clothes, he would be as popular as me with the female workers. Who wears a brown suit nowadays? Hi, Nate. What do we have today? You have to fire that secretary, Isaac. She isn't able to focus more than 10 minutes on a file and has the attitude of a teenage girl. He shakes his head, not looking surprised at all. Nate, it's the 3rd secretary this month. I don't give a. Find an old one or a guy, I don't care, but one that can actually do some decent work without eyeing me. I growl. He laughs and crosses his arms. Sorry, Mr. Popular, but you're demanding. That girl had the best resume. It's not my fault they all want to get in your bed. For the reminder, the previous one was 50 years old, and it didn't help. I glare at him. That last woman was a freaking cougar and obsessed with me too. Is he blaming it on me now? Why did Damien have to make Isaac the human resources head? I have to argue with my beta twice a month because of that. You'll have to do with it, Nate. I'm not changing your secretary again unless you give me a good reason for it. Last time I made the secretary's office share the work for you, the girls almost fought. That's what you get for being the bachelor alpha with the reputation of sleeping around. That's easy for him to say. He's the one who forbade me from having any more physical relationship with the female staff. He's too afraid it would get me into a scandal or something, and he knows I would never get in a serious relationship either. Yet, all the female employees keep fantasizing about me, because I seem nicer and more approachable than Damien, who basically scares the whole building. Moreover, I have a reputation for sleeping around, making their expectations even worse. Isaac smirks. Come on, you're just in a bad mood because you've been working like crazy these days, aren't you? Just call Narcissa or someone. No, not Narcissa. She's been getting annoying these days, and I'm bored with her. Even as a friend, she has a cold and commanding personality too. The only thing I like about her is her mature attitude and her looks. That's it. I sigh and get up to stare at Silver City behind my office's glass wall. Isaac's right, I just need to get some relief. Alright, let's go out tonight. I want to check out the new nightclub we bought. That's my man. Now stop whining about your secretary and let me go do what you're paying me for, says Isaac. He leaves my office with a wink, and I roll my eyes. He's right, I just need to evacuate it all somehow. It's been a while since I actually went out. Hopefully, I can find some decent relief tonight. Chapter 4. Will you just stop moving? Seriously, Danny, this is too tight. It's not tight, it's fitting. This is the feeling of adjusted, well-sized clothes. I growl at him, annoyed. This supposed to be so exposing, too? This dress doesn't even cover half of my legs. Where did you even get this? Don't ask. Come on, you don't like it. He asks with a confident smirk. Well, I can't say I really hate it. It's a rose gold sequin dress, without sleeves and thin straps. But it still stops a mid-thigh and reveals a lot of cleavage. I don't think I've ever worn something. I look into the mirror, but no matter how I look at it, it does go well with my beige skin. I know you like it, babe. And it's high time you learn to show off those legs. Come on, just take it as a birthday present from me. Didn't we decide my birthday was in August? You're 2 months early, Danny. Details. Now stop complaining and just do your hair. I roll my eyes. Danny can be so pushy sometimes. Nonetheless, I still grab my comb and start taking care of my wet hair. He is really going all out tonight. It's kind of funny how easily he can totally change his outer appearance. Danny insisted to take his shower before me and changed from his lab coat to a silver shirt and black jeans. The lab rat turned into a guy within an hour. He even took off his nerdy glasses and put a silver piercing on his ear. He is hot. Here are your shoes, he says while putting my pair of high heels in front of me. I finish combing my hair and decide to let it fall naturally in my back. Did you go see your dad? How was he? Same as usual. Still not much of a talker, I sigh. It's okay, baby. I will get better. I nod and don't reply back. Daniel asks every day the same question. I wish I had a different answer, for once. He checks his hair in the mirror while I step away to put on those heels. By the way, Mom wants to see you. She said you're invited to our next family brunch. Your sister is back. Yep. The dress is from her shop, actually. I should have known, Daniel's sister is only a few years older than us, but she already has 2 clothing stores. She is the typical hard-working, self-made woman. Most importantly, she loves dressing up people around her, even more so than her brother. No wonder Daniel picked this dress for me. Come on, let's get going, gorgeous. I barely have time to grab my favorite earrings before Daniel pushes me out of our apartment. It takes me a few seconds to adjust to the high heels while we walk to his car, and he chuckles. I ignore him, and once we finally reach his car, I check myself in the mirror. I'm satisfied with the light makeup, but I still can't get used to being so. Why does he care so much about what I wear tonight? Usually, a pair of black pants and a fancy bareback top are enough. Daniel starts driving, and I notice the direction we're headed is not right. I frown. Did you forgot the way? Nope. We are not going to Pepe's bar. Why not? I ask, annoyed. He could tell me before changing our plans. You need a break from the clan, baby. The alpha's been on your back non-stop these days, and he's going to fuss again if someone sees you partying. And you know the guys always talk. I can't say he's wrong. Last time, a pair of guys told Xavier on me, and the next morning was hell. He scolded me for hours because I went partying before a training day. Those guys were just pissed because I ignored them, I sigh. I know, baby, but I'm not letting those idiots be jackasses to you again just because you aren't answering their stupid flirting. I'm taking you somewhere else, where we will be at peace. I sigh again, but Daniel is right. No matter what, my uncle finds any possible excuse to scold me. Moreover, he always knows when and where I go out to clubs. I know this is our territory, but still. Sometimes I wish I was part of the main White Moon clan instead of the O Pale Moon, the branch clan. Clark Hamilton, the White Moon Alpha, treats me way better than my Uncle Xavier. Alright Danny, where are we going then? A new club. The Rain. Brand new, on invitation only. I didn't know there was a new nightclub opening. Is it on the Latino district? Daniel looks a bit embarrassed and focuses on his driving a bit too much. What is he hiding now? This doesn't look like he's headed to the Latino neighborhood. Or even the White or O Pale Moon territories. We're almost at the border. Daniel, where are we going? He ignores me and starts humming. Is he kidding me? I turn the stereo off, one thing he hates, and glare at him. Danny. Fine. It's on the Velvet Moon territory. The Velvet. Have you gone mad? Daniel Lewis. What is he thinking? This is basically jumping into a hole of problems. The Velvet Moon belongs to the Black Brothers, the most dangerous trio in this city and miles around it. I've never seen any of the 3 brothers, but I've heard plenty enough to know this is madness. The eldest Black brother is the king of this city, and the most dangerous. Not only is he known to be impatient and violent, but the guy also murdered his own father, which was a butcher himself. The youngest brother is somewhat of a mystery, mostly because he's too young for any position, but the second brother is famous too. He is the one meeting the other packs on behalf of his brother, and he is depicted as cold, ruthless, and unforgiving. An iron hand in a velvet glove, that's where his pack's name comes from. The Velvet Moon territory. What is he thinking about? Calm down, baby. It's an open event, anyone can come. They were really precise about that, and it's super close to our border too, so if anything happens, we'll be out of there in a flash, I promise, says Daniel. Daniel, no if, Elena, babe. You need this, okay? Some fresh air, out of the clan. No one to watch you, no one to bother you. You can have your fun for one night. He puts a hand on my shoulder and gives me a warming smile. Danny may be right. I could help a real night of relaxing. Things have been tense recently, and with my exams until last week, I didn't get any time off either. All right, you got me. But promise we will go out when I say we do. Promise. You know I'm not letting my girl alone. I finally smile and relax a bit. That's true. Daniel is the most reliable friend I could have. No matter how drunk he can get, he's always looking out for me. He drives a few more minutes, and we enter the Velvet Moon territory just like that. As he said, no werewolves seem to mind our intrusion when we park right in front of the Rain nightclub. The music is already pulsing from the inside of the club, and I can tell it's probably packed with people. Daniel gives me a wink, and takes my hand, guiding me to the entrance. A large guy and 2 wolves are guarding it, but after taking a peek at our IDs, we get in just like that. The bouncer even gives me a smile. Once we are finally in, I have to admit, I'm impressed. It's classy, with velvet sofas, a large bar and more than enough space to dance in front of the DJ's mixing table. There are lots of different colored lights, but the main display is mostly shades of pink, purple or white. Daniel guides me to the middle of the dance floor, already excited. I notice most of the girls barely have any clothes on and my dress looks just right in here. I feel a lot better, and the rhythm of Ariana Grande's Into You starts pulsating loudly. The DJ is quite good and the music's volume is just right. Daniel starts dancing immediately. He is smiling like a kid, having fun, and showing off his dance moves. I find the right beat, and start dancing as well. It feels so great. I just let it all go and let my limbs move on their own. I undulate my hips, push with my feet, agitate my arms, anything that feels good. My rose gold dress is shining brightly under the lights and I like it. I mimic the lyrics with my lips without thinking. Got everyone watching us. So baby, let's keep this secret. A little bit scandalous. Baby, don't let them see it. I notice Daniel is singing out loud, though no one can really hear. He's so into it. A girl has started dancing with him, and he lets her, without getting away from me. I smile to him, and turn around, enjoying myself to the fullest. This is awesome. I keep dancing, as the song goes on with an enticing rhythm. A few songs pass but I can't stop. Daniel is totally into this too. Suddenly, the rhythm changes into a new song, something different. Around us, a few girls look a bit confused. Oh, come on, never heard of reggaeton before? Right, it's the Velvet Moon, they are probably used to more classy stuff. For Danny and I, who enjoy ourselves in Latino clubs, this is perfect. My best friend joins me, and we start dancing real close. Reggaeton is slower but much more sensual. I move my hips, playing with my legs too. Now I know why Daniel picked this dress. We keep going without any shame, and I feel several eyes on me. Flirtatious glances, but I ignore them and enjoy myself. The temperature keeps rising with southern sounds. I flip my hair and raise my eyes. There is a balcony upstairs, running all around the dance floor, with people dancing or chatting with glasses in their hands. Is that a VIP floor or something? Looks like some private party for flashy people. And what is wrong with this guy? Right in the middle, a man is staring right at me. He's staring so intensely, with those blue eyes. Like ice. I unconsciously keep staring at him too while dancing. He is devilishly handsome, and hot, too. Blondes aren't usually my type, but this one is beyond any criteria. He looks like a devil, disguised as an angel. A silk white shirt open on his torso, pale and perfect skin, and features like a Greek sculpture. Fierce looking, with sharp traits and thin lips. Moon goddess, I'm going to melt if he keeps staring. I avert my eyes, trying to focus on something else, but it doesn't change a thing as I can still feel his intense stare on me. My skin is on fire, but this time, the dancing isn't the real cause. I turn my head and find him in the exact same position, still eyeing me. I feel a sudden chill. Think straight, Elena. That smells like a lot of trouble, ignore him. Baby. I'm okay, Danny. Ahem, I was asking if you want to drink something. Oh, A mojito then. Gotcha. But before Daniel leaves, I shake my head and go ahead to the bar. I need a drink, like, right now. A glass to calm me down. When I reach the bar, I order our drinks, but when I want to pay up, the barmaid ignores me. It's on the house, miss. How do I know? I raise my head and find the guy again with my eyes. He smiles and raises his glass to me. Chapter 5. I step out of the restaurant, walk to my car and sit in it, throwing my suitcase on the back seat. I can finally undo my necktie. What a nightmare day. I massage my neck and grab my cell to call Damien. Nate. Hi, Damien. How are you? I'm fine. A short sentence, but his voice is cold and neutral as usual. Good to see him back to his usual self. Though he probably terrorized the whole company staff all day. I sigh. Okay. Let me know if anything comes up. I'm checking out for today, I'll be drinking at the Rain with Isaac. You wanna join us? I'm good. Don't drink too much, Nate. I know. Get some sleep tonight, okay? And just like that, he hangs up without adding a word. I sigh. Do I ever get a break? Between Damien's issues with that girl, his unknown mate, and Liam causing trouble any chance he gets, I can never rest. Being the middle brother is tiresome at times, but I still care more about those two, way more than I would be willing to say. The three of us made it this far together after all. My phone rings again. Seriously, it hasn't been 2 minutes. I check the number. Yes, Isaac. I'm delighted to announce this is officially the weekend, sir. So the HR director is clocking out, and your best friend is telling you to get dressed and handsome because those ladies need to get swoon and you need to get laid. Meet me at the Rain in 2 hours, okay? See you there, Isaac. I'm not sure if I feel like partying, but, first, off I need a shower. I drive home, enjoying the evening breeze. This time I left my bike in my brother's garage to take my car. The best feature of my Mercedes is definitely the convertible. Driving fast without a roof in the middle of Silver City's buildings has something thrilling. Maybe I should get the same for Damien's birthday. He never enjoys himself or buy anything like this. We are freaking billionaires, but my brothers never really seem to care about it. Damien's penthouse is cold, empty, and only used for sleeping. He's got the best view of Silver City, and the man doesn't even eat there. Liam's even worse, spending half his time in the streets and wearing the same old overused clothes. One is living like a prisoner, the other like some street punk. Well, I'm not like them. I picked my apartment a few blocks away from the company building, in a luxury residence with waterfront and city views. We spent the first years of our lives in utter poverty, and now, I have a 600 square feet place of my own, with a 24-hour concierge service, an indoor pool, a gym, and any chic amenity rich people can enjoy. Welcome back, Mr. Black. Happy Friday. Thanks, Harry. I step into the elevator and finally reach my apartment half a minute later. Home sweet home, I take my shoes out, walk in, and leave the lights off to use my wolf's eyes and enjoy the night lights of the city. Moon Goddess, this is great. I love this life of mine. Going to work every day, partying on the weekends and living without worry. Aside from my brother's matter, barely anything ever worries me. We are the most powerful wolves in the city. No one to step on us anymore or disrespect us. The dog days are over. My shower taken, I take my time getting ready and enjoying a couple of cigarettes on the terrace. My apartment is my sanctuary, I've never brought anyone but my brothers and close friends up there. No guest, no girls. Just me enjoying my bachelor life. I finish getting dressed up when Isaac sends me a text he's on his way. I pick my favorite Armani white shirt, leaving a few buttons open, a dark jean, and put on my silver cross necklace. Once my hair is styled, and I'm satisfied with my look, I grab my keys, wallet, and get going. I bought the Rain a few weeks ago, to expand the Velvet Leisure Group. We had quite a few nightclubs already, but I wanted something new, more mainstream and that would attract more people from different classes. It's the biggest one to date, and we hired the best team to redo the complete nightclub decoration over these few weeks. I saw it a week ago before the official opening, but tonight is the first I get to see it with the public and everything. I meet Isaac on the VIP parking, and as usual, my best friend went all out, with a colored shirt and hair gel. He's smiling from ear to ear, looking excited as usual. Nate, you could hold back a little. How can I get any lady if you're next to me looking like this? I thought we were here to drink first. How come on, don't start being a monk, like your brother, he says as he pushes me toward the nightclub. Of course, the two of us don't need to stand in line with the guest and head straight upstairs, into the VIP section. It's crowded already, but it's doing great. The design team did a great job, people are enjoying themselves under the dance floor lights, or relaxing on velvet sofas. The staff is working non-stop too, people are gathering around the bar to order drinks. Isaac puts a hand on my shoulder and points out the DJ. Oh, right, he insisted on hiring a brand new team of DJs. This is not my expertise, but he selected a handful of rising newcomers and from what I hear so far, they are indeed good. People are dancing too, the dance floor is crowded. Isaac orders 2 cocktails for us, something dark gold smelling strongly like whiskey. He knows my tastes by heart, and we cheer together. He puts an arm around my shoulders, looking crazy happy. How is this, Nate? Great, right? He yells over the loud music and crowd. I nod. The nightclub is obviously a total hit. Isaac starts dancing with some interested ladies approaching him, but I turn around and lean on the rail to look downstairs. People are having fun, the current DJ is doing a great job with the mixing. Next to me, a young woman leans on the rail, giving me obvious flirtatious glances. I take a sip of my drink. Not interested, tonight. And this girl's fake platinum hair and thick makeup kind of turns me off. I ignore her, but she suddenly gets closer, smiling and putting a hand on my arm. Don't you want to dance with me? Why do they have to feel so overconfident just because they picked fancy dresses and high heels? I came to have a drink, but this woman is not anywhere near what I want right now. I give her a new glare, but she doesn't move an inch and keeps smiling with confidence. Come on, I'm a good dancer, you're lucky. This time, I've had enough. I call my inner wolf and give her a warning growl. My alpha aura exudes a raw power, and my eyes are menacing. The plastic girl suddenly backs off, visibly scared. She mutters an apology and runs away. There is now an odd empty circle around me, as people felt my aura and instinctively stepped away. I take a gulp of my drink, the whiskey warming up my insides. Nate, seriously. Isaac is giving me an annoyed look. Of course. My beta felt that too, and now he's pissed at me. I ignore him and keep staring downstairs. Don't use your aura here. You want to chase the customers away or what? That girl was annoying, and I only used a bit. If I didn't control myself, I would have emptied the whole nightclub on both floors. Isaac rolls his eyes. Come on, don't be so difficult. We came here to have a good time. Why do you have to be so picky? Because I hate clingy, fake, greed-driven women. Ones who approach me because they sense a man with power and money. First, they act like they just want one night, then for some reason, they think you owe them the world and that we have to fall for them after having S***X. Hey, Nate, stop the grumpy face and deep thinking. We're here to have fun tonight, remember? Come on, man, look at all those fine, young ladies. Don't tell me there's not even one to your fancy. I look down, at the dance floor. Lots of bodies moving along the music, neon lights, and all colors mixing together. I take a new long sip when something catches my eyes. Some golden reflection, shining bright on the left side. I look for the source and lose my breath for a second. What caught my attention is actually a golden pink sequins dress, reflecting the spotlight with a lot of different gleams. But her owner is even more dazzling. I lean a bit further, totally distracted. It's a blonde, with hair like the sunshine, and delicious curves. The dress is short and totally showing off her long legs, but it's actually her dancing. That girl knows how to move. She's so in sync with the music and moving without a slight of self-restraint, like she doesn't give a who's around. Most women here are focused on looking good while dancing and restrain themselves in calculated gestures, totally unnatural. But that girl, whoever she is, obviously doesn't give a and lets herself go totally. She's dancing with her eyes closed and allows her body to move totally freely. Her blonde hair floating around her shoulders, and her hips are moving to the dance I've ever seen. Wow, you know how to pick them, of course. Isaac noticed my prolonged staring. He whistles, approving of my choice. I nod, but I don't give a st about what he said. That girl just started dancing to a new kind of music, and the temperature of the room jumped up. We gotta keep whatever genius DJ who decided to play Latino stuff. What? What's that music? I'll tell them to play something else, Isaac. If they change the music to anything else, you're fired. He looks at me, totally shocked. After a few seconds, I hear him laugh. You're really into her, huh? All right, I'll tell them to keep that DJ. So now you'll maybe relax a little and go impress the lady, Nate. I need another glass, and after that, you can find me with this gorgeous redhead at the bar. He walks away, but my eyes don't leave that girl as another concern just came up. Who's that guy she's dancing with? They obviously know each other, they are really dancing up close. Don't tell me she's got a boyfriend? I didn't even think of that possibility. She's been ignoring all the other dudes lurking her, too. I feel my wolf unhappy about it, and our anger rises up a bit. My hand clenches tighter around my glass. But as I keep staring, I'm still in doubt. They look close, but not like a couple. Just friends? A hint of hope comes back. Meanwhile, she noticed my staring and found me right away. Those dark amber eyes, she's totally my type. Naturally pretty, light makeup, great body. I've never seen her before. She's obviously a werewolf too, but which pack? Now that she's conscious of my staring, it seems to bother her a bit. She keeps dancing a bit, but I can tell she's still sending glances my direction. Good thing, so I'm indeed troubling her. I slightly smile, satisfied. She stops dancing and says something to her friend. Stepping away from him, I realize she's headed for the bar. I find our lead barmaid, who's obviously from our pack. Kylie. Yes, boss. The blonde with the sequins dress. Her tab is on the house. Anything she orders. Got it, boss. I take a sip and watch her order drinks. When Kylie replies something to her, she immediately raises her head to find me again, and I can't help but smile. So she understood right away. This night might be exciting after all. Chapter 6. What does this guy want? We stare at each other while the barmaid is bussing preparing our mojitos. Him, from upstairs, leaning nonchalantly on the balustrade and me looking all the way up to his direction from the bar. His eyes look so cold, yet I feel myself getting hotter from his scrutinizing. He's obviously an alpha, but which pack? Definitely not one I know. I would never forget a man like him. I try to ignore him, and give a quick thank to the barmaid when receiving our mojitos. Now to find Daniel. My best friend actually joins me first, and we decide to take a break and sit down at the bar. I purposely choose to sit facing the other way, so I don't have to look at that guy, but even so, I can feel his burning stare. What is it? Asks Daniel. I decide to talk to him using our mind link because I hate having to yell over a crowd, and the music is really loud. See that guy behind me? On the second floor, blonde guy. Holy moon goddess mother, I do. Are they missing a sculpture at the museum? That guy is hot as F. Is he staring? Yep, right at you. Heavens, how do you always attract them? This guy looks like he could be undressing you from where he is. I blush like crazy and give him a slap on his leg. He is not helpful at all. I take a long sip of my mojito, trying to think about something else. Daniel, too, is busy eyeing other guys in the bar, but none of them are to his liking, because he wants us to go back to dancing soon enough once our glasses are empty. While we head back on the dance floor, I can't help but take a glance toward the second floor, but this time, he's gone. I try to look for him with my eyes, but he's nowhere to be found. I feel a once of disappointment, but try to ignore it. I want to focus on the music. The DJ makes it louder with a new mix of Tacky Tacky, another song we know. Daniel's already dancing, nobody could tell is a total lab nerd by day. I try to follow the rhythm and chase that unsettling feeling away. I wish I had drunk a bit more, but the music gets to me and I forget myself again. I move my legs, my hips, my arms, and enjoy myself. The song changes again, and more people come dancing to the now famous Cross Your Mind. It's a bit more crowded, but I don't care and keep dancing. At some point, I realize I've lost Daniel among the people dancing. I'm not so worried, he's a big boy, so I keep dancing while on the lookout for my favorite blondie. While doing so, I suddenly stop when I realize two blue eyes, only a meter away from me. It's that guy, staring straight at me again. He's dancing too this time, but his eyes won't leave me. He even knows how to dance pretty decently. He's good, too. As we dance, we naturally get closer, attracted like magnets. I can't take my eyes off him either. His open shirt, showing off a slightly tanned skin with a pearl of sweat. Daniel's right, guys like that can't be real, can they? But before I can decide, he's right in front of me, disarming me with a sly smile. Following the flow of the music, he puts his hand on my waist in a very subtle and natural manner. This guy smells like trouble, yet I just can't say refuse it. I keep dancing, my skin flirting with his, our bodies in sync with the flow. I've never felt so XY while dancing, but this guy is raising the temperature to the rooftop. The rhythm accelerates, so does my breath. I flip my hair, turn and move, and he follows it all without a flinch. His hand is still there, guiding me and playing with his fingers around my hips. We're so close, yet that's the only piece of him touching me. But his face is only a few inches away, I can see every detail of his face, to the blue streaks of his eyes reflecting with the lights. I feel his breath caressing my neck, my shoulders. This tension is unreal. The music changes again, but we don't stop. This time, we're really dancing together, his body against mine, his hands going up and down on my thigh. I feel his torso against my back, and I realize my back is bare against his skin. Yet that doesn't stop me. He puts a hand on my stomach and lets me dance against him, keeping us close together. I feel guilty for enjoying this so much, but Moon Goddess, I won't stop. I feel like I'm trapped in this dance with him, and the music barely is of any importance anymore. We keep going for I don't know how long. He's maintaining a perfect balance between enticement and respect. His hands never venture too far, yet the desire is real. I can tell. From the way he caresses my skin, the burning looks we exchange. His lips get awfully close to my skin a few times, and I find myself wanting more. I find my rhythm within his arms, and without exchanging a word, we enjoy ourselves to the fullest. I smile confidently, yet I also blush a bit. It's a weird sensation, something that burns my skin and tickles my insides. I'm so hot I can barely breathe, I would need to catch some fresh air outside, yet I keep pushing back the moment we will both stop. Is he going to dance with another girl if I leave? Is he just playing around? Is he serious? I'm going nuts with wild thoughts. I need to stop. Wanna take a break? He said it before I stopped. I'm so surprised. I was thinking of walking away, but he stopped dancing by himself and asked while keeping a hand around me. He doesn't want me to go away then? I nod, trying to regain my composure. Yes, I could really use some fresh air. Before I can say a word, he suddenly grabs my hand and takes me with him. I follow behind, but against my expectations, he doesn't take me outside but on the second floor where he was a few minutes ago. I realize there's a guy keeping the stairs, but he only gives one look to my partner before letting us through. So, he's for sure a VIP here. The second floor is a lot less crowded, but he doesn't stop and takes me through the whole room. He flips a curtain, still holding my hand tight, and we suddenly arrive on a deserted balcony. It's a small space, with only a couple Oriental-style sofas and a tent, but the view is breathtaking. All of Silver City, and a bit of the sea behind it. It's gorgeous. Incredible, I whisper to myself. Glad you like it. I turn towards him, surprised he heard me. Werewolf hearing. He's smiling softly, and obviously satisfied. He takes a seat, nonchalantly leaning an arm on the rail. I decide to sit facing him, while I just have to turn my head slightly to enjoy the view. To my surprise, a waitress walks in with 2 glasses. A new mojito for me, and a glass of bourbon for him. I thank her and take my drink. Thank you for the drink, I tell him before taking a sip. Thank you for the dance, miss. I'm Elena. Elena, nice to meet you. I'm Nate. Nate? Isn't it a nickname for Nathan then? Maybe he doesn't use his full name often. I nod, and try to distract myself a bit with the view. You go dancing often, I would guess? I've never seen you around. I'm more used to the Latino district, I answer honestly. Oh, that explains how good you are with that kind of music. You weren't too bad yourself, thanks, he replies with a smile. We both stay silent for a while, and the freshness of the night starts to calm me down. It feels so great. Summer is definitely my favorite season, but what I love most are those hot summer nights. You're from here? He nods. The Velvet Moon Clan. One of the Black Brothers pack. I bite my lip. Judging by his alpha aura he can barely hide, I bet he's a lieutenant, too. I knew this was their nightclub, anyway, so I can't be too surprised, but I do feel a bit disappointed. Hanging with a guy from a different pack is calling for trouble, even more so if he's related to the Blood Moon clan. And the Velvet Moon is the Blood Moon branch clan. What a mess! Yet, I glance at him, unwilling to leave. What am I thinking about? I swore I would never get with a boyfriend again anyway, so what am I hoping for? Don't be an IT, Elena, don't. Elena. Yes. Wow, it feels weird to hear my name from his lips. Do you have a boyfriend? No, and I don't want one, I reply back mechanically. Interesting. I frown, a bit surprised. What a weird answer, and what does it mean? Why are you asking me this? I ask, curious. Because I'm interested in you. His blunt answer is disarming. I frown. Don't get into this mess, Elena, don't. How so? I'm like you. I'm not interested in getting a girlfriend either. I don't do commitment or long-term relationships. Well, that's definitely noted. At least I'll be safe in that way. I actually feel myself getting relaxed a little. So he's a player, anyway. Great, that means no expectations and no disappointment whatsoever for me. No falling in love, either. I nod slowly to his answer, thinking I had fun anyway. And he's honest, too. Now I know what to not expect. I take a new sip from my drink. Maybe he just wanted a nice talk without me getting any ideas, which is understandable. With an appearance like his, girls definitely must be fighting over being his girlfriend. But you said you're interested in me. Yes. I find you beautiful and attractive. In a physical way. Oh, wow, this looks like a 50 Shades scene, aside from the fact that he doesn't look like a sadist and I'm not a clueless virgin. I smile, and I'm about to answer when he opens his mouth first. Can I kiss you? Right now. Chapter 7. I stare at his very serious expression, for a while, before I chuckle, not knowing to react. Who asks that kind of thing? Seriously? Is it a joke? I ask, a bit confused. Maybe he just said that as a joke, or to ease up the atmosphere. Or to test me. However, his expression is clearly anything but laughing. No, I meant it. I don't make that kind of jokes, especially about things I want. And I want to kiss you. His answer agitates me. How can he be so blunt? Isn't he ashamed or embarrassed at all? I don't know what to answer for a few seconds, but he's obviously the type who doesn't know shame, only what he wants. He smiles and suddenly moves towards me, only slowing down a second before he takes that kiss. For a moment I'm too surprised to react. He's really a good kisser. Moon goddess, his lips. I don't think before I answer his kiss, totally giving in. I close my eyes. It's been a while since I've felt like this. Something delightful in my stomach, and my skin burning up. The butterflies. I take pleasure in it and don't want to think about anything else. He takes his time, playing with my lips, being passionate and gentle at the same time. Time stops around us, and I forget the music, the nightclub. I have no idea how long our kiss lasts. I feel his hand gently caressing my neck, and I have no idea when I grabbed his shirt either. And what is it about his smell? My wolf loves it. Is it because he's an alpha? Who cares? This is just so delightful. We both slow down, and our lips part. I blush a bit, still feeling hot and overwhelmed. He is still smiling faintly, looking at me with satisfaction. That man just reduced my whole 21 years of experience and self-control to dust. I sigh and run my fingers through my hair, trying to regain my composure. He stopped kissing me, but the tip of his fingers are still quietly caressing my leg. It's faint and very natural. Nothing unsettling about it, but I can't pretend he isn't doing anything either. I'll assume that you enjoyed it. He asks. Of course I did, and he knows it. I sigh and nod, trying to think about what to say next. Moon goddess, yes, the woman in me wants him. Yet, something in the back of my mind is warning me. My wolf senses an alpha, and I smell a lot of trouble ahead. Is that all you want? I almost whispered, but the question went from my mind to my lips and I didn't stop it. He looks a bit surprised, and for a second, even seems to hesitate. However, he has that smile on again soon enough. Yes. Just one night, between consenting adults, until dawn, and then we will part ways. No pressure whatsoever. I just hope you'll accept. Until dawn. I take a sip of my drink, hoping the alcohol would help me calm down a little. What am I hesitating for? This isn't a first time for me, and we are both clear on not getting any feelings involved. I have this little voice in my head, telling me this might be dangerous, that it might be a mistake. All right. Just for one night, then, I hear myself saying. His face enlightens at my answer, and I skip a heartbeat. He drinks a sip of his whiskey and gives me one of those devilish smiles of his. Great, he whispers. I take another sip, but he suddenly changes seats to take the one next to me instead of facing me, and his proximity makes me nervous. He doesn't get too close, however, maintaining a few inches between us. Did you come alone? With my friend. Will your friend mind if you leave early? No, I can let him know. Danny? There you are. Where did you go, babe? Upstairs. Not alone? Not alone. Danny, do you mind if I leave first? Moon goddess, the blonde guy? Go for it, girl. Just mind link me if there is anything, okay? And he better be a gentleman. Velvet Moon or not, don't hold back and kick him. All right, all right. You be careful too, okay? Text me when you're home. You better not be home until morning. Have your fun. Love ya. Love you too, babe. I end the conversation and turn to Nate. He probably guessed I was busy, because he waited patiently, just finishing his drink. Done? He asks. Done. All right. Come. I finish my mojito in one go, and he takes my hand again as we exit the balcony. I do regret a bit that we are leaving so quickly. I wish I had enjoyed the view a bit longer. I'll have to see if there's a way to get that VIP access if we ever come back with Danny. Nate doesn't let go of my hand as he guides me to the entrance of the nightclub. Did he come alone? Several people seem to recognize him, but he doesn't talk to anyone as we leave the building. We walk to the parking lot, where he guides me all the way to what looks like a very expensive car. A convertible Mercedes? Handsome and rich, of course. Where are we going? I ask. A suite. I wish I hadn't asked now. Is he willing to spend money, or just reluctant to take me to his place? Could be both, but I wouldn't ask. Just as I am about to open the door, we both stop. Some yelling and growling are coming from one side of the Rain nightclub. Is it a back entrance? Nate is frowning and staring in that direction too. I would usually ignore that kind of thing, but I recognize a couple of the voices, and my wolf's instinct is reacting too. Oh, crap! Letting go of his car's handle, I head straight for the origin of the voices, hoping I'm wrong. But as I get closer, I realize I'm unfortunately right. A couple of bouncers are growling angrily at a small group of teenagers, half a dozen young werewolves. Moon Goddess, those kids belong to the White Moon Pack, I can't ignore it. Danny, get you over here, we have a problem. Wait, what? What problem? But I don't have time to answer. I run in as I get closer to the group. It becomes obvious the youngsters are angry for not being able to enter the place. And really drunk. The girls are all stumbling on their high heels and party dresses, and the guys' shirts are open and messy. Seriously? Why are they causing trouble on another clan's territory? Jackie! I yell at one of the girls I know. She sees me, as well as the rest of the group. There are 3 girls and 2 boys, all familiar faces. The brunette runs to me, and I immediately notice how she reeks of cheap vodka. Elena! That guy won't let us in. Can you believe that? As I walk up to the rest of the group, she keeps clinging onto my arm and complaining. One of the other girls is about to open her mouth and do the same, but I immediately start growling. Are you kids crazy? This is not our territory. The girls stop complaining and look down because of my angry growling, but one of the boys, obviously drunk, doesn't care and starts yelling at me. They said it's an open invitation. Any wolf. We want to get in and have fun. This is discriminating. Any sober and adult wolf, I growl at him again, but unfortunately, it's no use scolding someone so drunk. Nate arrives next to me and gives a glance at the bouncers, who explain themselves before he asks anything. They don't have any ID, and are obviously in no state to come in. We asked them to move along but they insisted, "Sir." Oh, right, if he's a lieutenant of the Velvet Moon, he probably is responsible for what goes on there too. I turn to him, both embarrassed and annoyed because of the kids. Sorry about the commotion. I know those kids, I'll handle them. Nate looks pissed, but I get the feeling that it's not because of the youngster's attitude, but because that means I'm not coming with him. One of the girls suddenly starts crying over absolutely nothing, and I sigh before grabbing her arm. Enough, Prue. You guys stop it, you're coming with me right now and I'm taking you guys home. Who do? Who do you think you are to give us orders? Suddenly bursts one of the boys. I growl at him, but before I can answer, Daniel suddenly arrives and grab him by the neck. She's your freaking trainer, respect your superiors, little punk. Eyes down and shut it before I slap your drunk little butt. I sigh in relief. I don't know if I could handle 5 teens alone, but Daniel's arrival saves me a lot of trouble. At least, the boys stop growling and the girls stop whining. I turn to Nate, who is still frowning, and obviously pissed. Sorry, I have to take them back home. Really sorry. He takes a while to answer, considering our little group with his cold eyes. Wow, I can feel his wolf's anger from where I stand. Is it that mad that the youngsters caused a commotion? I hope he doesn't tell his boss or something like that. Those kids aren't supposed to be there, to begin with, and neither are Daniel and I. This is only a postponement. We can catch up later. I nod without thinking too much about it. I have no intention to keep chatting about our agreement when we are not alone. I already feel Daniel's stare on me. Okay, let's go. Come on, get moving, I sigh while taking along the kids. This time, the group doesn't resist and starts walking to head north, Daniel leading them. As we walk away, I suddenly hear one of the bouncers' voices. Sorry about that, M. Black. Wait a second. What did he call him? I immediately stop, and Daniel does the same, turning to me with big eyes. Holy crap! I turn around to look at Nate once again, completely shocked. What did you say that guy was called? He just said to call him Nate. You mean Nate, as in Nathaniel freaking Black? Chapter 8. Nathaniel Black? Really? Daniel keeps repeating this, and it's annoying. It's 2 a.m., we just got home and I'm too exhausted to put up with his nagging now. I take off my heels and throw them across the room, hoping they would land close to the wardrobe. Don't throw stuff. Who cares, I'm tired. I will put them back properly tomorrow. Anyway, girl, Nathaniel Black is a big no, you know that right? Any member of that family is a no. Actually, anyone from the Blood or Velvet Moon clans are a no. I know, I know. I still remember that chill I got when I heard his name. Nathaniel Black. What were the odds? Now that I think about it, there were signs. His acting like he owned the place, how everyone acted around him, his alpha aura. I'm so stupid. We get out of our territory once and I meet one of the most dangerous guys out there. I take off my jewelry and dress, and head to the bathroom to undo my makeup. Danny's voice follows me. Seriously, how do you always end up attracting that kind of troublemakers? I know, it's my fault for taking you out there, but still, babe. You have one really rotten luck. Nathaniel Black of all people. This is the last time you saw him, hear me? I'm putting my best friend Vito right here and now, Elena. I roll my eyes. Whatever with his Vito, I'm probably never going there again anyway. I still feel a bit bitter about it. I was recalling this night again and again while we took the young ones home. Moon Goddess, this kiss. No doubt I would have followed him if that stupid incident on the parking lot hadn't happened. And then what? He would have taken me to a fancy hotel, we would have had S*X and then goodbye? He was very blunt and clear about it, yet I keep thinking about his words, his gestures, and his eyes. He did seem very interested. Was it just physical attraction? Danny joins me in the bathroom, but I just act normal, washing my face and brushing my teeth, trying to ignore him, even if that doesn't keep him from talking. Let's just go to Pepe's next time. No strangers, no surprises. We should play it safe. I don't want you in any more trouble. I'm not in trouble, I sigh. You are so in trouble. Your uncle is looking for any reason to scold you any chance he gets, and you know that. So let's not give him any for a while. Okay, babe. I nod, but Danny is way too optimistic. My uncle probably already knows we went out, and I'll get a scolding tomorrow for sure. It's not that bad though, I'm used to it. I jump into my nighties and get to bed after saying good night to Danny. Though once I'm laying, I can't fall asleep. I'm still thinking about what happened on that balcony and what I felt. He was attractive, for sure, but I've met handsome men before and never felt like that. I thought I had closed my heart, that I would never leave my feelings decide for me again. But this guy Nathaniel, Nate. I turn around and grab my smartphone. After hesitating a couple seconds, I type his name down in the research bar. I already know a couple of things, of course, but it's mostly rumors spread by other packs and people too scared of the Black family to say anything out loud. A few local news articles pop out. As usual, his brother's pictures are unavailable, but Nathaniel seems to be the face of the Black Corporation. No wonder they picked him. He looks good at any angle. Always well dressed in brand clothes, very lean and classy. The pictures show him shaking hands with CEOs, at fancy parties with big names of any industry, even a couple of other pack leader alphas. I find an article with his short biography and scroll down. High school dropout turned multimillionaire, owns several estates in the leisure industry as well as a few renowned restaurants and clubs. And the guy just turned 22 years old, so he's about a year older than me. I keep reading, but we don't have much in common. I'm still a university student, with a big loan and too much family and pack issues to handle. I put down my phone. I just put a finger on a different world than mine, and that's already way too much for me to handle. Danny is probably right. I should avoid him. Avoid trouble and be grateful I did not cross that line. As I said, it's very unlikely we'll meet again anyway. My 2 mojitos help me find some sleep, but the night is short. My alarm rings at 7 o'clock sharp until I turn it off with a groan. Saturday, here we come. The flat is empty. Daniel already left for the university to check his experiments, according to the sticky note on the fridge. Thank Moon Goddess he made coffee before that because I'm going to need it. A shower and 2 cups of coffee later, I head off to the dojo. I'm training the young ones at 8 AM and after the mess that they got us into last night, I have no intention to go easy on them. I'm already in my workout outfit, a simple sports bra, and shorts. It is June after all, so I just head straight to the tatami mats. The first one ready, as usual, is my cousin Iris, Chris' big sister. She is my age, smart and pretty, but she barely has any alpha aura. I don't know if she conceals it or not, but she looks totally harmless and nice, which also explains how she is so popular among the male wolves of our pack. When I approach, she nods very politely. Hello, Elena. You look tired. Rough night. Hi, Iris. Yeah, you could say that. How was your week? Just fine, the usual, she replies with a smile. Iris is your typical bookworm, shy but nice girl. However, I can never understand how she decided to dye her hair in a lilac shade with such a quiet personality. Figures. We chit-chat while everyone else gets ready, but my cousin and I never got really close. Our personalities and interests are just too different, I guess. Though I consider her a friend, we barely ever talk about personal stuff. Meanwhile, the group slowly gathers about 30 people, mostly teenagers, and a few young wolves around my age. In the beginning, I felt a bit uncomfortable teaching people who were about my age or older, but no one ever discussed me. I used to think it was because of my uncle's orders, but later I realized they were actually aware of my strength and alpha aura, and had no problem acknowledging either. Moreover, a few of them did see me fight a couple of times, wolves twice my size and age, and win. That's exactly the kind of thing that werewolves respect most, regardless of anything else. As I give the first exercises, everyone starts running or working out, and I do the same with the group. I've always loved exercising and fighting. It might be my wolf side talking, but ever since I was a pup, I've been a fighter. I can't go a day without working out somehow, whether I go running, hit the gym or do some shadow boxing. Among the pack, I'm one of the top fighters, though my uncle doesn't let me compete with the others. I only get to fight rogues from time to time. I wish I could have proper matches with my peers, but my uncle just won't let me. So frustrating. After a few hours, the whole group is exhausted, and I help everyone stretch out before letting them go. Once again, Iris walks up to me, a bit sweaty but smiling. My cousin has a remarkable endurance too. That felt great. I still have to work on my form though. You already look great, Iris. She sighs. Not as great as you. Everyone knows Chris and I are way behind you. Especially Dad, I feel sorry for that, but I can't change my strength, though I do try to keep it concealed. I just nod and grab my towel to wipe off. But my cousin is not done talking. I heard you and Danny went out of the territory last night. Is it true you went to that new club? The Rain. I stop. How did she? Oh, she probably talked with the other kids that we caught yesterday. I decide to tell her the truth. Yeah, Danny wanted to test it. We didn't stay long though. I know. Too bad the others decided to act silly. How was it? I've heard about it, I was curious. Really? Iris doesn't seem the type to go to nightclubs. I never see her around when Daniel and I go partying. Not in the Latino district, at least. It was okay. A bit too classy for us, I would say. Well, the Velvet Moon tends to be on the higher end after all. I heard all their establishments are like that. She's probably right on that one, from what I saw yesterday. Though I like Iris, I don't plan to stay around long enough to run into my uncle. I grab my bag and head to the showers, but Iris follows me. I wish I could try one of these places one day. Do you plan on returning there again? I remember Danny's words from last night. At least one person doesn't want me to. But Iris seems interested. Be reasonable, Elena. Probably not, Iris. You know your dad wouldn't want me there. I'm probably going to stick around and not cross our border for a while. Yes, I should do that. Forget about it, not get in trouble. Stick to my daily routine. That shouldn't be too hard, right? Iris looks disappointed, but she doesn't answer to that and we part ways to take our shower. But my cousin's word gave me food for thoughts. Would I see him again if I went to the Rain one more time? Danny is right, I have a thing for trouble. Seriously, why am I even thinking about this? I finish to get changing and head to the library, trying to actually fill my mind with something else. I still have a paper to hand for economics. I immerse myself in studies and caffeine, watching the hours pass. Just when I'm about to be done, my phone vibrates. Probably Danny who's done. I take out my smartphone, but the text I received leaves me speechless. An invite for a private event at the Rain? Chapter 9. And so, she left like that. Isaac's amused voice is pissing me off. He knows I'm angry about last night, and finds it twice as amusing that my interest of the night left me alone. I give him a glare for an answer, but he doesn't fidge. The annoying thing about betas is that they can deal with alpha tempers better than anyone else, and Isaac is no exception, as he ignores mine. He will not miss this opportunity to make fun of me. I told you, it was kids from her pack. Apparently, she's a trainer or something, she had to take care of it. A trainer? Probably a fighter too then. Which pack? He asks. She didn't say. About that too, I'm annoyed. I don't even have any lead about where she came from. All I have is her name. I try to replay our conversation in my head, and suddenly remember something. I think she mentioned the Latino district. That would be the White Moon clan's territory if I'm not wrong, says Isaac after short thinking. The White Moon clan, one of the biggest too. They are not particularly healthy, but they are the leaders in pharmaceuticals, thus important to Silver City. And not in a good relationship with us, to say the least. Not that there are many packs who are, thanks to our father's shitty past. The previous king, Judah Black, was nicknamed the Mad King by everyone else, and deeply hated. He terrified anyone he didn't try to kill or submit. But no one hated or feared that man more than my brothers and I did. He was a monster. Violent with anyone, even his own sons. I can't tell how many times Damien and he fought. But it was more of a beating between a madman and a boy desperate to protect his brothers. I tried to fight him, too, but I was scared shitless. No one knows how crazy Damien was when he dueled our father. He was fed up, and ready to die in that fight. They all think our brother was just strong enough to defy the Mad King, but that's not the truth. He was just the only one resolute enough to risk his life for that. He was terrified, yet he still stood up against the man who had beat him his whole life. And I seconded him. I was ready to jump at our father's throat if Damien didn't finish the job. He was resolute. We both were. I take a sip of my coffee, but it doesn't help. I've been annoyed since yesterday, and I'm even more pissed that it just won't go away. Since Elena left promptly with those kids and her friend, I'm reminiscing. What was it about her that I can't get over? Is it because I didn't get to sleep with her? And she had agreed to it too. If it wasn't for those stupid teens. I let out a growl, and Isaac raises an eyebrow. Nate, your aura. I ignore him. I don't care about controlling myself right now. We are alone anyway, who else comes to the office on a Saturday? If it wasn't for this stupid contract to review, I wouldn't be there. Aside from Isaac and I, there should only be a few workaholic directors and my brother, secluded in his apartment as usual. She really left an impression on you, hey? You don't usually care about women you meet so much, even if they refuse you. She did not refuse me. Is that why? Because you didn't get to lay her? Probably. I would hope that's all it is. No way I'm letting any woman take any place in my life now. Been there, done that. I already have more than enough to deal with my two brothers and the pack. I massage my temples and turn to my computer. Work, work. Isaac is still observing me even as I try to ignore him to focus on my emails. But he has no intention to leave, he's still leaning against my desk with an intrigued and amused expression. That's not all, is it? Nate? You think no, Isaac. She was attracting. I want to F**k her and that's it. The usual. I'm just disappointed because I didn't get laid. Now can we get back to work? He gives me a long stare, and eventually, leaves with a shrug. I don't know if he believed it, but I don't care. I'll stand by my word. I'm not stupid enough to get involved with a woman now. What's wrong with me? I just missed a chance, that's all there was. I finish reading the contract again and forward it to my brother and my secretary before taking off. I take my bike and head back to my building, but instead of going back to my flat, I decide to hit the gym. Nothing better than a good workout. I work the treadmill and lift weights for a couple of hours, and head to the large swimming pool. June always has the outdoor pool crowded with people happy to show off their tan, but fewer people use the indoor one. And I'd rather swim without all the stairs. After a while, I take a break from my back and forth. Swimming with my headphones on really did me some good. I get out of the water and realize someone was watching me all along. My little brother, Liam, is sitting next to my bag, handing me my towel with a smile. What are you doing here? Happy to see you too. Looks like someone is in top shape, he answers with a sneaky smile. I sigh. Don't tell me you got into trouble again. It's only called trouble if I do get caught. I didn't. I roll my eyes and take the towel. I know Liam is still a teen, but I wish he would be less of a troublemaker runaway. Whenever he goes missing, that means he's stirring up some trouble in another part of the city, and I'll have to clean the mess after him. My little brother looks so much like Damien, it's disturbing sometimes. Same black hair, same facial features. In a few years, he will be able to pass as his twin. While I took everything after our mom. That's probably why Damien made me the public figure of the company. Because I didn't look like our father at all. Perhaps that's why I've always felt like there was a barrier between my brothers and I. Or maybe because I'm the middle brother, I've always been a little jealous of how Damien's been more patient with Liam. But so have I. Hence, our little brother loves to roam freely out of our sight most of the time. I went to see Damien, he's fine but he's boring. As usual. Are you still looking for her? I ask. He frowns and nods. Still nothing. Honestly, I've tried most territories, Nate, and I haven't seen anyone who matched the description. Especially that scar. If it looks like what Damien said, I can't believe it's so hard to find her. This girl is going to drive us nuts too. I even convinced the police chef to have a missing person file open, nothing yet, I sigh. Well, we still haven't checked a few territories. That's because most of them are hostile to us. While we can have everyone from our clans on the lookout, we can't make intrusions on the other territories as Liam does. That would mean fightings, and even maybe a war, and we can't have that. Our position as the leading pack only rests on Damien's fearsome reputation and our pack's wealth, but our popularity is hitting rock bottom as it is. I can count on one hand the few clans who willingly interact with us, and that's not even a third of Silver City. The Sapphire Moon clan is harder to infiltrate than Alcatraz, sighs Liam. I checked the Opale, Pearl, and White Moon clans' territories a few times this week but didn't see anyone matching. I immediately think about Elena when he mentions the White Moon. Could Liam have seen her there? But I don't want to discuss my potential partners with my little brother. Including the Latino district. I ask. Liam frowns and tilts his head. Why are you concerned about the Latino district? From what Damien said, chances the girl is of Latino ascent is thin. He said she's pale white-skinned. Nothing, just thinking. Elena's skin was slightly tanned and pleasantly warm under my fingers. I still remember that sensation all too well. If I was to caress her full body, her curves. I keep seeing her, how she moved around in that dress under the club's lights. Was she so XY on purpose? She felt so natural and genuine during our brief talk. Hey, Earth calling to Nate? Nate. What? I growl after my brother. Your adorable little brother is hungry. Can I order takeout? Now I know why he came. I nod with annoyment, and Liam takes my phone to call his favorite pizza place. My brother and his hunger. Sometimes I resent Damien for always giving him the biggest portions when we were kids, now he's such a glutton. I take a cold shower, trying to stop thinking about that woman. She really did leave me with a strong impression. The frustration is real. Will I see her again at the rain? It wasn't her territory. But I can't just venture at the Latino district like that. Wait, why would I even go there? Nathaniel Black, stop thinking. I just need to forget her, find another girl to get in bed with, and that will be over. When I go back upstairs to my apartment, Liam is already sitting on the couch, watching a TV show with a pile of pizzas in front of him. Great, now my place will reek of chorizo. I grab a slice anyway, and head for the bar to get a glass, and my cigarettes. We can schedule a meeting? With the Pearl Moon. I thought you said you'd been there. I ask. I really don't feel like handling the Pearl Moon Alpha now. That woman is too smart and full of herself. Liam replies with his mouth full of pizza. Could try. Sneaking in isn't like visiting. And they're cool. We are the ones who are not supposed to be cool, Liam. Damien's the king, and we are not saints. No one wants to meet us. But they wouldn't refuse, he's right. The Pearl Moon is among the middle-sized packs, and certainly not in a position to refuse. I shrug. I'll think about it, maybe Liam's right. There's a full list of clans we could visit instead of having him sneak around aimlessly. Using our position as the leading pack could be a solution. Aside from the White Moon, Sapphire Moon, Gold Moon, and Violet Moon, which are of significant power, most other packs couldn't possibly refuse to receive us. Most of them fear us way too much to oppose us anyway. I take a smoke, and Liam frowns. I don't care if he doesn't like the smell, it's my place. How was your new club? The rain. Fine. Aside from my spending the night alone after a blonde fled. I heard the launch was a success. Must be good. You want to come? Liam turns to me, surprised. I just blurted it out. I don't usually involve my brother into my nightclub or parties, hence his surprise. But he could come, after all. This is not an excuse to go there again, it's not. Yet I'm playing with my cigarette, hoping he'd agree and give me a valid reason to go 2 nights in a row. He hesitates and licks his fingers before answering. Why not? Could be fun. How's the DJ? Join our Facebook and WhatsApp group for more updates, link is given in description. Rest audiobook will be continued in next episode.